He's one of the nation's leading criminologists, having worked on countless murder cases and come face to face with some of the country's most dangerous killers.
But now David Wilson has written a book investigating why so many murders happen in the home. Here it is. This is the book, Murder at Home. And, I mean, I was actually quite surprised to hear that this morning when I was reading it, because you think your home, your haven, your safe place, and clearly not.
Yeah, we associate the home with some well-known idioms, don't we? Home sweet home, home is where the heart is. The best journey we can ever make is to go home. Now, they clearly describe a truth, but the book is talking about another kind of truth, the criminological truth, which is whether you're a man or a woman, you're most likely to be murdered in your home, as opposed to be an outdoor public space like a park or an alleyway, or an indoor public space like a pub.
Is that because most people who are murdered by someone they know?
Most people who are murdered by someone they know or someone that they have been acquainted with. So there's an element of that. There's an instrumental element associated with that. But it's interesting, isn't it, Phil, that we don't really associate the home as a site of danger, as a site where, you know, the hairs on the back of our neck should be standing up. And so that's really what the book is trying to talk about. It's saying, you know, look, let me walk you through a home from the doorstep all the way through the different rooms of the home out into the back garden to show you how murderers have used those very different spaces in the commission of their crimes.
Well, you go through different cases, and let's go through a few of them now as examples, really. And we'll start with the bedroom, first of all. And this is a story, a tragic, incredibly violent story. And this was a 74-year-old woman. So just explain this case.
So this was bedrooms, I find. So the history of bedrooms used to be very public in our past. You know, we would sleep with strangers, hence we have that phrase, strange bedfellows. But now we associate bedrooms as a real haven, something that's very private, something that's very cut off from public view. This was a terrible murder of a single lady, and she was killed in the upstairs back bedroom of her home. And I actually didn't go to that crime scene. I was shown the crime scene photographs by the detectives. And I've always associated murders in bedrooms as being really strange and fantastic in terms of the fantasy that's associated with the bedroom. Bedrooms confuse me most if that's where the murder has taken place. And this poor woman, there were elements to this murder which I don't think I want to describe because I'm often having to self-censor. There were elements to this murder which were truly confusing, and I didn't quite understand at the time, because the murder had been staged by the killer in a way to make people frightened, to make people shocked. It was very much being staged for the person coming into the room.
Well, the killer came forward to help with the investigation.
Because, of course, he's a narcissist. He wanted to be caught. He wanted to be seen as some kind of super predator. And, of course, he then pretends that it was one of his friends that was the murderer, and so he goes to his police handler because he was an informant saying, oh, I know about the killer in that particular case. But, in fact, he revealed too much information. He revealed information that was kept back from the public that only the killer would know, and that's how he was caught.
He also said that he got the idea from a TV show, and I know even within all your books, you're always very, very careful because you are aware of that, not to sign of this copycat killing.
Well, indeed, and you know, I've already used the phrase in this brief discussion so far about self-censoring. This particular killer, when asked why he did what it was he did in the bedroom to the poor victim, said, oh, and I'm quoting directly, oh, that was to throw Cracker off his tracks. Now, Cracker is an allusion to an ITV series about a forensic psychologist played by the late Robbie Coltrane. And he was saying, oh, I was doing it to throw Cracker off his tracks. No, but then on the other hand, you know, people can take the most banal things to say that that's why they wanted to commit murder in a particular way. You know, I can think of 3 murders that were committed because people read the book The Catcher in the Rye. I know of murderers who've been inspired by Dexter, the TV series Dexter.
Well, you found your book in very dodgy places.
I did find my book in Yeah, it was extraordinary. There was a photograph of all the books on the bookshelf of the murderer, and I realised that as I went down the bookshelf, my books were on the shelf. This was a murder that took place not in the bedroom, but in the living room. The living room is a place where we try and show off. We show people, you know, look, I've bought this new piece of art, or I've got this new chair, this new piece of furniture. And sometimes killers engage in the same kind of behaviour with the kinds of things they're interested in.
Just very quickly, finally, where's the most dangerous place in the house?
Kitchen, without doubt. Instrumentally, kitchens are where there are knives, so instrumentally, you're more the killer can get hold of a knife. But kitchens also are where we live. We live our lives in the kitchen, and it's so where more people are. It's where the most people are.
Amazing.
It is fascinating. It's like worrying, isn't it? You hear stuff like that, you just go, oh my God, you think it's your safe space, but it's not. It's
there
all
you
in
go.
there. Thank you.
This is the book that we're talking about. There we are. My fingers out the way. Murder at Home. And it's always lovely to have you in.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
See you next time. Right, still